Much Deku basically has increased agility, stamina, reflexes, the same reflexes that are shown in the comic books and also the TV shows of Ninja Turtles and the movies. So Deku is incredibly athletic. Deku also has the ability to breathe underwater like certain turtles. Deku also has the ability to camouflage to a certain extent. Not to a point like chameleon camouflage, but Deku's shell can blend in to a rock type of texture underwater. So Deku could camouflage a little bit. Deku could also form his whole entire body into his shell like a turtle. Kind of like Raphael from the second Ninja Turtle movie. So yeah, Deku can plug his body, all of his limbs and his head into his shell. Deku also has a sort of regeneration. Deku basically Deku's blood is changed drastically. Deku's blood has the same, you know, pretty much context as, the Mutagen ooze from the Ninja Turtles franchise. Now, if Deku gave his blood to anybody else, they would either mutate or they would get a boost of, energy and energy. So yeah, Deku also had, um, what was it? What did you say? Deku also had, yeah, I did say this, Deku did have like a small scale regeneration. Deku can't really regenerate limbs or anything, but Deku can heal 2 times faster from, a gunshot or a knife wound, or like a katana to the head or something. No, anything that that can instantly kill somebody, that can kill Deku, like a headshot or being stabbed in the heart. But it's incredibly hard to get anything cut in the front side of Deku's shell. Now, Deku basically has all the personalities of the Ninja Turtles. Deku is smart like Donatello, but not, uptight and strict like Donatello. Deku is, more focused and direct with his movements like Leonardo. Yeah, Leonardo. And also Deku is sometimes very, funny and charismatic like Michelangelo. And Deku also can get a temper and be as mad as Raphael if he, goes overboard. So Deku was also trained in the nunchucks, bow staff, katana, and also sai from his mother. Deku mastered all of those weapons to the fullest. Deku also knew how to use chain links, I think, and he also knew how to use ninja stars, smoke bombs, and every type of weapon or ninja weapon that you could possibly think of. Deku knew how to use it. Now, Deku's family comes from long lineages, I don't even know, long line of ninjas in his family line. So, the first person in his family that had a quirk had a turtle quirk, or some sort of lizard quirk, and that gene passed down to all of his family members. So, if Deku ever had a child, he would automatically have a lizard quirk. So the reptilian quirk in Deku's family is incredibly strong, or the reptilian gene in Deku's family is incredibly strong. So Deku trained with his mother over the years, finding out that he had all these new abilities. Deku also was as strong as the Ninja Turtles in the movie. And you see how those Ninja Turtles be jumping on roof to roof? I don't understand how they like falling through the ceiling, because they be hitting the floor hard. Like it be rubble everywhere. Like Ninja Turtles be freaking durable as freak. And they be kicking people, they be knocking people out solid. And when they land on stuff, it like bends a little bit. Like, they're incredibly strong. Like, they strong as freak in the movies. So yeah, Deku is, more strong. And like, about 12 times stronger than the average, athlete or bodybuilder without a quirk. So yeah, Deku is pretty, good in all of his categories. So Deku can also semi-crawl onto walls. Not like Spider-Man, but he can, Sorry guys, my dog was messing with my mom. Oh yeah, guys. Yeah, basically, let's get into the main story. Do a time skip when Deku was in school, And Deku is close friends with Bakugo. Because Bakugo does, like Deku's quirk. Now, Deku does get, some weird looks because his quirk makes him look really different from other people. Now, Deku, basically, at this point, looks like this. Basically looks like any one of these Ninja Turtles. Has this type of design in his, outfit. Now, Deku basically, does, do some designs or zero costume. Deku doesn't have, the blue or, he doesn't have any, the OG bananas. Deku has a really, really dark, green banana that, isn't like his skin tone. So Deku wears a green bandana. He was gonna do a black one, but I think green would be more cooler because he had green hair before his mutation happened or his quirk developed. So Deku was trained in all of martial arts. Basically knew all the skills of all the Ninja Turtles combined. Jitsu, everything. Deku was a master martial artist. Deku was a really hard to fight person. Deku, basically, I will be, involving Ninja Turtle villains like Krang and Shredder and, Killer, and, Leatherhead. I will, do the whole entire, the character development with Leatherhead. Because Leatherhead's supposed to be, a good guy, a hero, but he has, inner quarrels because he was experimented on by the Krang. And he has, alter ego that mostly focuses on his lizard side. So Deku basically gets to the point about the same age as 16, basically like these guys. So Deku goes to school and he's close friends with Bakugo, like I said earlier. Now, Deku does, admire Bakugo, but Bakugo admires Deku because he has a really flashy quirk. Because Deku stands out. Because look at him. He's a giant human turtle creature that is freaking jacked and actually really good athletically. Now Deku, Deku, he can reproduce, and he is, if you, just look how turtles reproduce if you're over the age of 19. So yeah, guys, I'm just saying, Ninja Turtles got that. Turtles got that rocket. Now Deku basically goes to school. Everything is basically kind of the same. Deku isn't bullied. Deku is actually admired. Everybody likes Deku. Now we get to after school. The school thing really didn't change that much, unless but no one laughed at Deku. Everybody actually said Deku would do good in UA. So Deku goes through the sludge villain tunnel, not being attacked by the sludge villain, but by a bunch of guys in black suits. Deku looks at them and says, "What the hell?" And they pretty much jump Deku, trying to get some money off of him. Now Deku easily take these guys down, but does realize that these guys kind of know kung fu then and there. Deku confused and look that these guys have some sort of bandana that has a foot on them. Deku is confused but just leaves the guys there and walks off. Now, if you don't know this point, Deku will run into foot soldiers then and there and eventually run into, Shredder and get his ass whooped. So Deku basically just goes back home, tells his mom that I'm ready for training. His mom says I have to go to some work stuff, and Deku says okay. It goes pretty much home, watches some movies. Deku's dad shows up at home and says that you want to train, kid, because well the 10-month training, is here. So Deku trains and trains, getting more, better, basically being OP in all, combat training. Now, Deku goes to the Deku Beach, trains in his physical status, trying to get himself stronger, not more skilled in athletics, but more stronger and better a hand-to-hand fight. Knowing kung fu and all that other stuff in combat, won't really help you if you're not strong enough to pull the, you know, moves that you're learning off. So Deku does, train, lifting weights, all sorts of stuff. Now, one day Deku runs into All Might at Deku Beach. All Might does, offer to train Deku a little bit, because Deku does, see him train a kid with, yellow hair or some sort of, phasing quirk. Deku trains with both of them, eventually having, a 1v1 with Mirio on the last month of training. Now, Mirio's already a part of the Big Three. Mirio just wants to train with All Might to get a better understanding. Now, All Might already gave his quirk to Mirio, so there's none of that. I'm not gonna give Deku one for all because I'm gonna kind of make him OP because he's a Ninja Turtle, just a little bit. So Deku starts fighting with Mirio left and right. Mirio does get the upper hand a lot on Deku, but Deku, he does his ninja skill. And if you don't know, ninjas developed a skill called, I think, extra sense. Basically, they can sense if somebody's going to hit them or not. Kind of like how in the ninja comic book about about Spider-Man, a ninja Spider-Man, they trained him to, have a actual spider sense that people can actually learn over, years and years of training. Now, Deku already knows how to use this skill, so Deku's skilled enough to, know if he's in danger or not. But yeah, Deku did dodge a couple attacks from Mirio and landed some punches that in there, but he wasn't trained enough to, take on Mirio. Because Mirio got an OP quirk. Let's not get anything straight off of there. Mirio got an OP quirk. Not like a point to, overhaul his quirk or anything, but like he got a pretty strong quirk, nonetheless. Now Mirio does, get his ass handed to him by Deku a couple of times, but Deku does get, beaten up a couple of times as well. Mirio and Deku are pretty much, at the same level of skill in combat. Well, Mirio does, is trumped by Deku in, combat training. If Mirio couldn't use his quirk against Deku, Deku would obviously win. But yeah, Deku was 10 times as more stronger with his weapons. Now, Deku basically had nunchucks and, bow staff, collapsible bow staffs in his backpack time and time so he can, defend himself. Get off the couch. Sorry, I'm talking to my dad. I'm talking to my dog. Sorry, guys. So, pretty much, Deku goes to the entrance exam after training with Mirio, going inside, the place. Deku bumps into a girl with green hair, and Deku says sorry, and she says, I'm sorry. And pretty much they have a little conversation. Deku flirts a little bit, but she eventually, says, bye. I mean, something like that. She's nervous or something, I don't know. Pretty much Deku walks off after that. Get off the couch. Talking to my dog, sorry guys. So pretty much Deku, eventually gets to the practical exam, getting ready. Deku goes to, the practical exam, gets ready, and everybody is, in the waiting room getting told by President Mike how this is gonna work and how everything, is working. So they get told, they get ready, and Deku gets ready. So, Deku gets ready and they start. So, Deku doesn't go over to, Froppy because Froppy isn't there. Only, Ochaku, but, Ochaku, Deku didn't meet Ochaku, so yeah. Deku gets ready, and so Deku goes and gets ready, and sprints off. So Deku goes sprinting off, going to robot, getting Deku did get, permission to use weapons and items, because it was a part of his, training from UA, because his mom talked to UA. So Deku took, his side bow staff and nunchucks and katana. Now, go in the comments if you want to see Deku use a certain item more than once, ninja item more. So Deku takes out his katanas, slicing up robots left and right, getting his nunchucks, beating robots left and right, and training them up, because Deku does have, that elongated nunchucks that Michelangelo has. So Deku goes left and right, taking out robots, gaining up a lot of points. Eventually, Deku gets a 0 point robot about to run away, but when he gets stopped by a girl yelling out for help. Deku runs over there, takes his bow staff, and pries the rebel off the girl. Deku grabs the girl, seeing that it's the same girl a couple feet away from him, doing the starting point for the practical exam. Deku just shrugs us off and runs to Recovery Girl, leaving Ochaku there, running back into the model city, taking out more robots, getting up a lot more points. But eventually, it's shut down. Everybody's told to go back home. Dick goes back home a couple days or a day after. He gets a note from UA telling him that he got in. So Deku's psyched, and his father and his mother is psyched as well, and says, "Good job, son." So Deku goes to UA the next day or days after. Sorry, guys, and pretty much walks up in there. So Deku goes to class one day, seeing that Bakugo's in his seat. Bakugo says, "What's up, Deku?" And Deku sits next to Bakugo, behind the same green-haired girl that he was originally. Deku says, "Oh, I remember you. How did you do?" She says, "I did pretty good," and pretty much just having a slow conversation, kind of flirting back to back. Eventually, they stop by Izawa. Izawa explains to the class they're doing quirk assessments, and they get off their lazy bums and go outside. So everybody gets up, and Deku's told to throw the ball first because he got the highest score. Deku grabs the ball and chucks it straight up in the air, getting about the same score as Bakugo. For the long jump, Deku aces it. For the race, Deku gets about 4th place, because Ninja Turtles are pretty fast. And also, Deku gets a pretty good score, about 2nd place in the grip test strength. So Deku gets pretty, good in all of the strength tests. So for the, end of the class, everybody gets handed their syllabus and get told to go home. Deku walks home, and he's walking home and he sees a couple of guys mugging a girl. Deku stops them, pretty much takes out one of his nunchucks, and pretty much jumps in there, drop kicking one dude, and nunchucking one dude in the nards, knocking that guy straight cold out. Seeing the other guy getting back up from the drop kick, Deku gruesomely landed on him, and Deku takes out his bow staff and pretty much just pikes the guy straight in the head, knocking him out. The girl that's pretty much shivering says thank you, and Deku says you're welcome, and grabs her hand and pretty much pulls her up. She says that I had that, and he says whatever, and he said, "Are you okay?" She says, "Yeah, I'm good." So pretty much this girl, if you don't know yet, she said she could handle herself, and she was like a couple of feet from UA, meaning that she's a UA student, aka I'm pulling a redhead on her. This is Kendo. I don't even know. Kendo, yeah. Kendo. So yeah, Kendo basically gets saved by Deku. She says that I had that and pretty much just walks off saying that have a nice night, dude. And Deku says, you too. So pretty much Kendo is going to be another shipper for Deku. So Froppy or Kendo, either one. Because I'm doing Kendo because Redhead and I don't even know her name. For Ninja Turtles, the redhead. Yeah, I don't know her name. So pretty much Deku has a crush on both of those girls. You can see that. But the redhead girl looks kind of hot. Deku just shrugs it off, walks back home, and pretty much gets stopped by his mom saying that, did you do good in school? Deku said yeah, and blah blah blah. So after that, I'm getting it off here, guys. Basically, guys, the first, training arc, the 10-month training arc isn't really that exciting. So I mostly will be, uploading part 2 of this tomorrow or on Friday. So on Friday, I will be uploading part 2 of What Deku was Spider-Man. And also will be uploading part 2 of What Deku was Loki. And part 2 of What Deku was King later on today. See you guys later. Bye.